Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Academy for Civil Services. It's a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. So the most important news and editorial of the day will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with news topic list. Today is 25th of March. The first topic is Ministry of Education to conduct first of its kind foundational learning study. This is something very important which is aligned with the new education policy. Second, farm income fell in 4 states. This is what the Parliamentary Standing Committee has to say. We'll see the detail about this as well. Third, India to be tuberculosis free by 2025. This is a statement coming from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Second last, India abstained on UNGA vote. Again, India has abstained from the voting. And this last is an editorial that is acknowledging hunger. Apart from this, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based question. These questions would be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And just to tell you, those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press a like button. And those of you who would be appearing for the mock interview this year, we are offering the eminent board member, which will give you an insight and some of the nuances that is essentially required for the interview. You'll be getting one-on-one personalized sessions, free DAF analysis and video recording of all your mock interviews. For more details, you can refer to the description section down below. मैंने वीडियो के लिंक में डिस्क्रिप्शन में एक लिंक दी हुई है जिससे आप अपने रजिस्ट्रेशन को कंप्लीट कर पाएंगे एंड यू कैन रीच आउट अस इन द कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर्स आल्सो. Starting with the first news of the day, that is MOA to conduct first of its kind foundational learning study. This particular news is important for General Studies paper 2, that is issues related to development and management of education and human resources. So something very important, this particular literacy levels is aligned with the new education policy also. So recently Ministry of Education had decided that they would be going to conduct the foundational learning study to acquire फर्स्ट हैंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द लर्निंग लेवल. क्या लर्निंग लेवल है एक स्टूडेंट की जो कि क्लास 3 तक उसने डेवलप की है. बेसिकली जो फाउंडेशनल लर्निंग जो स्टेजेस है उस स्टेजेस में एक बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ अर्थमेटिक्स एंड इवन ऑल अदर एसेंशियल रिक्वायरमेंट दैट इज देयर इन द फाउंडेशनल लर्निंग should be completed. So this is actually aligned with the new education policy जो कि recently envisaged की थी, new education policy 2020, right? So according to the official statement, this is first of its kind study that is being done in the world. Its aim is to have a benchmark on reading with comprehension in 22 Indian languages. तो जो languages की खास करके जो diversity बढ़ाई गई है वो जितने important languages हैं उनको भी incorporate किया गया. Now, what is the objective of this study? The first and foremost, this study will evaluate the ability to read appropriate and even to know the specific test speed accuracy with comprehensive along with the foundational numeracy skill. So this is something which government is looking forward to come up with, जहाँ पे comprehension और जो foundational numeracy skill है वो class 3rd तक के बच्चों में develop की जा सके. Now it aims to establish a baseline where Nipun Bharat Mission is conducting a large-scale assessment for the foundational learning of grade 3 student. So it can be asked in examination कौन से class की grade है तो आपको पता होना चाहिए this is for class 3rd. Now the reading proficiency benchmark for fluency and comprehension have a language assumed under the study. तो एक जो comprehensive skills होनी चाहिए class 3rd के बच्चों के लिए उतनी efficiency की भी ज़रूरत है. And the study aims to provide SDG 4 goal which covers the aspects of foundational literacy and numeracy. Now, इस study के बारे में अगर बात करें how this would be conducted. So the foundational learning study is going to be conducted by NCERT across all Indian state and union territories. So if it is being asked in examination, कौन conduct करवा रहा है इसको, तो answer would be NCERT, right? Not CBSE. They can confuse you with the CBSE option. Now the study would span the period of 4 days from March 23rd to March 26th. And the study is expected to provide approximately 10,000 student and 1 lakh student, right? तो जो 10,000 schools होंगे और 1 lakh students को enroll की जाएगी इस पूरे study में. Now, National Education Policy 2020, that is a new education policy, and Nipun Bharat को अगर आप देखें, so it underlines the national education policies, ये जो study की जा रही है, where it's have the ability to read, write, and perform the basic operation with numbers, necessary foundation and indispensable prerequisite for all schooling and lifelong learning. वहीं अगर नेशनल इनिशिएटिव फॉर प्रोफिशिएंसी इन रीडिंग विथ अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ न्यूमेरेसी की बात करें, जिसको निपुण भारत के नाम से भी जाना जाता है, so this Nipun Bharat is a mission which has launched by the Ministry of Education to provide a roadmap to strengthen the foundational learning of the national level. So Nipun Bharat and NEP, these two are very important if you're writing something with regards to the foundational learning in India and government programs and policies. Now, farm income fell in 4 states. This is what the parliamentary panel has to say, and this is again relevant for General Studies paper 2. That is government policies for the development of various sector and issues arising from it, design and implementation. This can again be important for General Studies paper 3, जहाँ पे farm subsidies की भी topic mention है, वहाँ पे भी important है. So the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Animal Husbandry and Food Processing in a statement to Parliament has said Union Agriculture से उन्होंने कहा, they said that ensuring doubling the farm income which government has envisaged has not been actually achieved. So committee has specifically pointed out that the income has fallen in some states which include Jharkhand, मध्य प्रदेश, नागालैंड एंड उड़ीसा. ये कुछ 4 ऐसे इंपॉर्टेंट स्टेट्स हैं जहां से 2015 से 2018 के बीच में जो फार्म्स इनकम है वो एक्चुअली डेटोरेट हुई है. सो विच इज अ कंसर्न दैट वाज रेज्ड बाय द पार्लियामेंट्री कमेटी ऑन एग्रीकल्चर, हस्बेंड्री एंड फूड प्रोसेसिंग. So क्या recommendations दी है कमेटी ने? The committee has recommended that ministry to form a special team. जो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर है उनको ये डायरेक्टिव दी गई है कि वो एक स्पेशल टीम की फॉर्मेशन करे और ये जानने की कोशिश करे कि what are the reasons that led to the falling in the farm income, right? And even the ministry should take all the corrective measures that is essentially required to double the farm income. Government ने already promise की थी by 2022 they would be doubling the farm income, which has actually not taken place. And government is stating that because of the corona and COVID pandemic, things has not worked in the right direction. Now, state-wise income की अगर बात करें, Nagaland, basically Jharkhand has seen 30% of the drop in the monthly earning. Now that also include Madhya Pradesh, Odisha and Nagaland. तो ये कुछ ऐसे states हैं जहाँ registration में भी drop हुई है and even income has dropped. In Jharkhand, the farm family average income की अगर बात करें, this is close to 5,000 to 7,000 rupees. Now, DFI कमेटी बनाने की भी बात की गई है, जो डबलिंग फार्म इनकम कमेटी है, दैट हैज कैलकुलेटेड फॉर 2015-16 की जो बेस लाइन होगी फॉर द सर्वे डेटा बाय द नेशनल स्टैटिकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फॉर 2013 एंड 14, बट जो टारगेट्स अचीव होनी चाहिए थी 2022 में, विच हैज नॉट बीन डन. सो द कमिटी हैज कैलकुलेटेड द नेशनल एवरेज मंथली इनकम that is of 8,000 rupees, which is not there for any states. By the time NOC ने अपने सर्वे में ये चीजें इंक्लूड की है कि monthly income has to be raised by 27%, that is for 10,218 rupees. Do we have to see how all the states in India and union territories are performing in this parameter? Because at this point of time, many states are lacking the benchmark or the parameter set. Now, India to be TB free by 2025, a very important basically commitment coming from the government. This particular news is important for General Studies paper 2, that is issues related to development and management of it. So this statement coming directly from the Minister of Health, he said on the World Tuberculosis Day that the government is committed to make India TB free by 2025. This is a deadline and aim that has been set by the government of India. So the health ministry has aims to achieve this target by ensuring a quality healthcare and advanced treatment to all the patient who was aligned. कल भी मैंने आपके साथ एक एडिटोरियल डिस्कस किया जहाँ पे हमने पूरी डिटेल में बात की थी ट्यूबरकुलोसिस को लेकर के. Those of you have not watched that, you can check out our playlist section. आप वो वीडियो को जरूर देखें. So the Union Health Minister has shared the images of a science spreading awareness on tuberculosis as well. Now TB, that is the second most infectious disease. इंडिया में अगर बात करें 27% तक डेथ रिपोर्ट की गई है बिकॉज ऑफ टीबी, एंड दिस इज हाईएस्ट इन द वर्ल्ड. किसी एक कंट्री में जहाँ सबसे ज़्यादा टीबी की वजह से डेथ होती है, दैट इज इंडिया, राइट. सो द वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हैज टर्म्ड ट्यूबरकुलोसिस एज द सेकेंड top infectious diseases in the world, and WHO has said that almost 4,100 people lost their life due to tuberculosis every day, and 28,000 people fall ill due to preventive diseases. And the chief scientist at WHO, he has said that the COVID-19 tuberculosis remained to be infectious as a killer disease. Now state specific strategic plan की अगर बात करें किस तरह से state की जो specific strategy है वो इस पे काम कर रही है. So according to the Ministry of Health, 18 states have committed to end tuberculosis by 2025, implementing their specific state targets. हर एक स्टेट्स की अपनी कमिटमेंट है, अपनी डेडलाइन है, अपनी एक अचीव रोड मैप है जिसको वो अचीव करना चाहते हैं by 2025. And they have devised their state specific strategy plan which shall serve as a guiding tool for the program managers also. Now, National TB Prevalence Survey report की अगर बात करें, this was released and it says that it was not conducted from 2019 to 21 to know the actual disease burden. And the disease, this said that the increase in the mortality due to all form of TB has increased by 11%. This is what the special report has to say. So we have to take this cognizance and government need to formulate a policy. मैंने आपको बताया 11 months में जितनी कोविड में पैसे खर्च किए गए हैं वो बेसिकली जितनी भी 10 सालों में टीबी के लिए हुई है वो 126%, उससे कई ज़्यादा सिर्फ कोविड में खर्च हुए. So these things need, this mismatch need to be covered up because TB is again something very prevalent in our India. और खास करके वैसे लोग जो इसको अफोर्ड नहीं कर पाते, लोअर और मिडिल इनकम कैटेगरीज के लोग हैं, उन कम्युनिटी में बहुत ज़्यादा टीबी भी फैली हुई है. Now the survey said that the prevalence of microbiology confirmed the preliminary tuberculosis, that is PTB कहते हैं इसको, among 15 year and above age के लोग हैं. इसमें almost 3.1 per lakh population में highest PTB रिपोर्ट की गई है. दिल्ली में 534 lakh because of the number of population which has increased, and the lowest prevalence has seen 115 lakh in Kerala. Now, India abstained on UNGA vote. This is the second time that India has abstained from voting. This particular news is important for General Studies Paper 2, bilateral regional grouping and agreement, evolving India's and affecting India's interest. So recently, United Nations General Assembly में जो resolution को adopt किया गया, उस resolutions में India has not basically voted, they have abstained. The resolution was passed on the humanitarian consequences and aggression by Russia, right? So General Assembly has resumed 11th emergency special session on Ukraine, और UN General Assembly अपने एंड से जितनी भी बेस्ट पॉसिबल एफर्ट्स है वो कर रही है. बहुत सारे मेंबर कंट्रीज ने सपोर्ट भी किए, बट इंडिया ट्वाइस हैज नॉट पार्टिसिपेटेड एंड abstained फ्रॉम द वोटिंग. इंडिया स्टैंड मैंने आपको बता दिया, इंडिया ने abstain किया है. 133 मेंबर्स थे जिसमें 140 मेंबर्स ने फेवर में वोट किया, 5 वेयर अगेंस्ट दैट एंड 38 वेयर एब्सटेंटीज, मतलब 38 कंट्रीज ने वोटिंग नहीं की. इंडिया वॉज अमंग दैट 38 एब्सटेंटी, और इसके साथ साथ चाइना, साउथ अफ्रीका और श्रीलंका ने भी abstain किया वोटिंग से. The 5 countries that has voted against it include Russia, Belarus, North Korea, Syria, and Armenia. Now, India has abstained the 2 resolution at the United Nations General Assembly, which called for the humanitarian crisis in the Ukraine amid the Russian invasion. Now, these are 2 resolutions. The first abstention was on the draft resolution by the Ukraine that held Russia responsible for the crisis, or second jo thi, that was a procedural vote whether the UNGA ought to have a second resolution possible by South Africa and all nations. The resolution did not mean Russia. The first resolution jo thi, which was adopted by 140 country, or second was not put into vote because of not having the sufficient number of votes that was essentially required. Now, countries जिन्होंने फेवर की इस रेजोल्यूशन की 140 कंट्रीज ने फेवर की है, which include United States and European Union countries. Definitely these are the country which has been vocal about the Russia's efforts. Basically जिस तरह से रशिया ने अपनी एक प्रैक्टिस की है जहाँ पे इन्वेजन करने की कोशिश की है, these all country have condemned the Russia's effort, right? US ने इवन वार्न किया है, सैंक्शंस भी लगाए हैं, यूरोपियन यूनियन ने भी बहुत कंट्रीज ने सैंक्शंस लगाए हैं. But let's see how this is going to come and end with the conclusion, because at this point of time जो कीव सिटी है यूक्रेन की वो बहुत ज़्यादा डिस्ट्रॉय हो चुकी है. Now, this is an editorial that is acknowledging hunger. This particular editorial is important for General Studies Paper 3, that is issues related to development or direct or indirect farm subsidies, public distribution system, buffer stock, and food security. So under this editorial, I'll be simplifying this editorial with 4 important subheads, that is the impact of second COVID wave, second hunger vote survey, food insecurity, and conclusion. So the entire editorial focuses upon hunger problem in India. तो बात करें कोविड-19 की इन्फेक्शन जिस तरह से रही है, उसमें पूरी नेशन लॉकडाउन ऑलमोस्ट क्लोज टू 2 years रही थी, एग्जैक्ट 18 months के आसपास रही. So it has disastrous consequences in the poor, especially the migrant labor, right? और अक्टूबर 2020 की अगर बात करें, राइट टू फूड कैंपेन के थ्रू एक एसोसिएटेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, उन्होंने फर्स्ट वॉच हंगर सर्वे की रिपोर्टिंग की, which has given some astonishing data, right? So the main objective of this hunger watch survey was to document the economic distress जो बेसिकली लॉकडाउन के टाइम में लोगों को प्रॉब्लम का सामना करना पड़ा. ऐसे कई लोग हैं जिन्होंने अपनी लाइवलीहुड के लॉस किया एंड मेनी पीपल हैव डाइड बिकॉज ऑफ द हंगर एज वेल, राइट? So close to 4,000 people in 11 states have survey and this extend the widespread hunger जहाँ पे deterioration of quality भी compare की गई है. Even the diet they were taking and जो प्री पेंडेमिक लेवल से पहले थे उसमें भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा इजाफा नहीं हुआ. Even the worst performance has come during the lockdown. Now impact of second COVID wave. This we were talking about the first wave. Second wave के बाद जब चीज़ें और ख़राब होने लगी. So in 2021 India has been devastated with the second COVID wave infections. No national lockdown was imposed, but हर एक pockets में जिस area में जैसी infections थी उस हिसाब से गवर्नमेंट ने लॉकडाउन की थी, which again disrupted many livelihood. And some state has imposed curfew and restriction, which has impacted the economic activity. तो इकोनॉमिक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट की है ऑलमोस्ट 6.6% पे एंड दिस इज एक्सपेक्टेड दैट इकोनॉमी इज एंटिसिपेटेड टू ग्रो बाय 8.9%, राइट? तो यहाँ पे अगेन जो लो इनकम वाले रिकवरीज हैं वो कम हुई है और अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट की जो रेट है, जो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट की रेशियो है, जो नंबर्स हैं वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा इंक्रीज हुए हैं कंपेयर टू द अदर नंबर्स अदर ईयर्स. एंड इवन इट इज़ बीइंग आर्ग्यूड कि 45 ईयर्स में अभी तक सबसे ज़्यादा हाई अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट इंडिया में देखी गई है. नाउ सेकेंड हंगर वॉच सर्वे की अगर बात करें, दिस hunger survey was second, which was conducted in December 2021 to January 2022. तो दो hunger survey conduct किए गए which followed same methodology which was used in hunger 1 and close to 67,000 respondents were participated in this. 73% basically 67 respondent थे. कितनी states से 14 state have involved, right? And 73% of this were baseline in rural area or 71% were women. So these are some of the data. If you can write an exam, it is well and good. If not, you can remember some close to this. The survey focuses on understanding the food and income insecurity in the informal sectors. Now, food insecurity की अगर बात करें, which has been widespread with 79% of overall populations, जिसके अलग अलग conditions हैं. Food and Agriculture Organization ने भी report किया है कि जो food insecurity की level है वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा बढ़ी है इंडिया में. And the situation has become worse in the urban area. This is again an astonishing fact कि 87% लोग जो food insecurity से report किए गए वो urban area में थे and 28% have reported with the severe food insecurity compared to the rural area जहाँ पे numbers हैं 76% और 24%. तो severe में normal में 76% rural areas में और severe में 24%. वहीं urban areas में normal में 87% और severe में 28%. तो अगर आप बात करें रूरल और अर्बन में, तो अर्बन एरिया में ज़्यादा ही देखी गई है हंगर और जिस तरह से इन फूड इनसिक्योरिटी को देखा गया. नाउ इफ यू लुक इनटू द कंक्लूजन पार्ट, सो द हंगर वॉच 2 सैंपल इज इंडिकेटिव हाउ द पुअर एंड वर्नेबल हाउसहोल्ड फाइंड देमसेल्फ अनेबल फाइंड देमसेल्फ इनसिक्योर. फूड और जो एडिक्वेट क्वालिटी होनी चाहिए वो उनको नहीं मिली है. एंड इवन मेनी पीपल हैव नॉट गेट द सफिशिएंट क्वांटिटी ऑफ फूड दैट इज एसेंशियली रिक्वायर्ड. आप क्वालिटी की तो बात मत करो, इवन जो एसेंशियल अमाउंट की रिक्वायरमेंट थी वो भी नहीं हो पाए. न्यूट्रिशन वैल्यू तो बहुत दूर की बात है. एंड इवन अगेंस्ट द बैकड्रॉप ऑफ नेशनल फैमिली हेल्थ सर्वे 5 फाइंडिंग्स जो थे जिसमें बहुत सारे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ों को रखी गई है, वेयर चाइल्ड स्टनिंग, अंडरवेट एंड वुमेन की हेल्थ के बारे में बात की गई है, एनीमिया कितने हिसाब से कंट्री में उसको ये बताया गया कि ये डेटोरेट हुई है नेशनल फैमिली हेल्थ सर्वे 5 में. बट द ग्राउंड रियलिटी इज समथिंग डिफरेंट विच हैज़ बीन outlined in the hunger reports also. So it is an urgent need to have acknowledged the problem in the hunger and take immediate action that will allow sufficient resources to address the issue. So government need to vocal on this part. They need to have a proactive measures where they would ensure कि ऐसे लोग खास करके जो न्यूट्रिएंट डेफिशिएंट है, जिनको एक लाइवलीहुड की ऑप्शंस की प्रॉब्लम है, फूड की इनसिक्योरिटी हो रही है, उन लोगों को फूड सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड करें. वी ऑलरेडी हैव अ लीगल बैकिंग विद द नेशनल फूड सिक्योरिटी एक्ट that should come into action and provide food security to each and every individual of this country. So this is how the conclusion can be made. Now moving ahead with the MCQ questions of the day, before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday's question. For first question, the correct option is C. For second question, also the correct option is C. Today's MCQ for practice आपको बताना है quadrilateral security dialogue में कौन कौन से स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है. एक फॉर्मल इनफॉर्मल स्ट्रैटेजिक डायलॉग है बिटवीन इंडिया, यूएस, जापान एंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया, और ये इंश्योर करती है ओपन प्रॉस्पेरस ऑफ इंडो पैसिफिक रीजन. सो इफ यू नो द आंसर, इट इज वेरी गुड बिकॉज क्वाड हैज बीन मेनी टाइम इन न्यूज. यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट अ क्वेश्चन ऑन क्वाड सिक्योरिटी डायलॉग. Second question of the day about the Sambar Lake. This is a basic current affairs and geography question. It is the largest inland lake in the world and it represents depression in the Aravalli ranges. So basic NCERT level question which you can easily answer. So this was all about the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.